What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Monday, September 4th, 2023, and I have an emergency alert to share with you guys. Right now, it is 5 a.m. Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news that just came out a few minutes ago. Apparently, during a Russian drone attack on Ukraine, a Russian drone landed in Romania and blew up in Romania. And what you're looking at here is a screenshot of one of those drones blowing up. Okay. And this happened in the area around Reni, Ukraine, spelled Reni. So Russia fired 32 drones at the seaport of Reni. If you remember, a few months ago or a few weeks ago, they launched an attack on the grain silos over there. There's a big grain terminal over there on the Danube River. And so apparently Russia was targeting that Ukrainian port, and they launched 32 Shahed drones, the Iranian drones, at that seaport. And apparently one of them landed in Romania and detonated. You can see this large fireball here, and if you look closely, you can see this boat over here and the trees, and you can see this fireball that is just extremely massive compared to the trees. Okay, the treetops are over here, and you can see how high up that fireball goes and how small this boat looks. Okay, so as of right now, 5:02 a.m. Eastern Time, we have a Swedish reconnaissance plane working its way along the eastern border of Poland with Belarus and Ukraine. And we also have a U.S. sub hunter plane patrolling the Romanian Black Sea coast. And we also have Forte 10, a U.S. reconnaissance drone patrolling Crimea and the Black Sea area here. And let me just show you guys where this happened. So here's the Black Sea, and here's the Romanian Black Sea coast. And if I zoom in, you can see here Reni. And so this is the seaport that was targeted by those Russian drones. Now, Ukraine is saying that they shot down 23 out of the 32 drones. And this all came from the Ukrainian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They're the ones that said that one of the drones landed on the Ukrainian side. You can see the Danube River here. Okay, so here's Reni, and you can see the Danube River. And if we go back to that picture, you can see the river over here. Okay, so it's pretty clear to me that this thing landed in Romania, and the Romanian Ministry of Defense is denying it. Let me just read to you what they put out officially. The Ministry of Defense press office makes the following specifications with respect to the security situation from the proximity of the Romanian borders in the context of the recent attacks conducted by the Russian Federation's armed forces against the infrastructure of the Ukrainian Reni seaport. The Ministry of National Defense responsible structures monitored in real time the situation generated by the Russian drone attacks conducted last night against the infrastructure of Reni seaport. The drone attacks conducted by the Russian Federation did not pose any direct military threats against our national territory or Romania's territorial waters. Okay, so that's what the Romanian military is saying. They're saying that the drone attacks conducted by the Russian Federation did not pose any direct military threats against our national territory or Romania's territorial waters. So they're basically denying it. We'll have to wait and see, what kind of information comes out in the coming days. But that is absolutely huge news. And if you remember the last time Russia launched an attack on one of those seaports, I don't know if it was Reni or a different one on the Danube River, one of the Romanian ships was damaged by the attack on those grain silos or grain terminals, whatever. Now, we have some interesting flight paths that happened overnight we had a nuclear war command and control plane that was in the air over California and Oregon twice, which is very unusual for the same plane to go in the air twice. So it had the call sign Bommy 13, and you can see that it was out in the Pacific, and then it went over Northern California along the Pacific coast of Oregon, and then it went back down. And a few hours prior, it was out in the ocean, and it went to the south near Bakersfield. So this same plane was in the Pacific twice. Now, these planes can remotely launch all of our Minuteman III land-based nuclear missiles, and they can also communicate with our submerged nuclear armed submarines and our bombers. So they're very, very important. Okay. And it's just very unusual to have the same plane in the air twice, just a few hours apart in the same area. Very, very unusual. We currently have a tropical cyclone forming off the coast of Africa, and it's predicted to head west towards the Caribbean. It has a 90% chance of development in the next 7 days. Let me read to you the latest update as of 2 a.m. Eastern Time. Showers and thunderstorms continue to show signs of organization in association with a tropical wave located several hundred miles southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. Environmental conditions are forecast to be conducive for further development, and this system is expected to become a tropical depression in 2 or 3 days. Additional strengthening is likely late this week while the system moves westward to the west-northwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour over the central and western portions of the tropical Atlantic. All right, so potentially this storm could hit Florida again. It could hit the southeastern U.S., so we'll have to keep an eye on it. I want to give you guys a quick climate update because we're heading into the winter soon. And we have an El Nino right now, a strong El Nino. And what that's going to do is reduce the snowfall in Europe and also in the northern United States. And it's also going to reduce the wintertime temperatures. So I guess that's one positive thing that, is happening in the next few months, aside from the possibility of nuclear war and this nationwide emergency alert system test in just about a month. So here we have the latest European model showing the El Nino peaking sometime around November to January and then weakening into late winter, early spring. Okay. And here's the latest European forecast for November, December, January for Europe for the snowfall amount. And you can see all these areas in orange represent below average snowfall. Okay, so pretty much all of Europe, with the exception of it looks like Sweden and this little part of Belarus. Okay, but Ukraine, Poland, the Baltics, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, Turkey, all these countries, Russia, they're going to have below average snowfall. And that could have an effect on the war in Ukraine, and it could allow Ukraine to continue their counterattack through the winter, because if it's not going to be super cold, the ground may stay dry. If the ground doesn't really freeze, the ground may stay dry and unfrozen, and that could allow for Ukraine to continue their counterattack to try to split the land bridge. And here we have the forecast for the United States and Canada, and you can see well below average snowfalls for the Northeast, the Midwest, and the Rocky Mountains. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to give you this update. Emergency alert. Apparently, a Russian drone crashed in Romania. Romania is denying it, but we'll have to wait and see what kind of information comes out in the coming hours. I'll keep an eye on it. Stay tuned to my channel for continuing coverage of all different types of world events. So take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.